Waking up often means turning on those AM television programs with news and chipper chatter by smiling hosts. But at Grand Canyon, a rising sun starts the morning show. Getting the best seat means staying inside the canyon at a place like Yavapai Lodge, located just a mile from one of the most expansive and best angles to catch movement in the east. Preparation involves an alarm clock, appropriate clothes, and either a short walk or drive. Though Yavapai Point rates as a popular viewing site, we find parking easily enough. The early sunrise time proves less alluring for many than a convenient sunset. Locating a spot that provides good angles for cell phone and regular cameras, we wait briefly. The sun moves suddenly and quickly. This particular recording lasts a whopping 3 minutes, except that I eventually speed it up with a fast frame setting. Many people join us, but quiet predominates, aside from camera clicks and the occasional crunching of gravel as someone moves for a better angle. Mostly, we stand respectfully and watch one of nature's greatest accomplishments, an event that inspires light and hope for each new day. Watching the sunrise in person requires no special effects or melodies, but here on screen, a little music helps pass a minute or so. I wish it was George Harrison's Here Comes the Sun, but not having bought any rights to that, here's some generic stuff. Pretty light is starting to go all over the canyon walls. First morning light. Many viewers leave once the sun crests the canyon's mammoth edge, but we hang around for part 2 of the morning show as solar hues cast orange across canyon walls. Shadows put lavenders and shades of blue into the multiple ridges of sandstone, creating a pastoral picture that almost looks like images imagined by an inventive painter. The sight compels us to repeatedly take photos, even though we know our own inexpensive equipment can never capture what we see in person. Professionals shoot much more precise shots. Painters like Thomas Moran seek a reality in pigments with gorgeous works like one displayed in the El Tovar Lodge. Meanwhile, we continue snapping away with a need to preserve a beauty that defies description. We arrived at about 6:15 and it's now 6:46. So we have broken the old record of an average of 17 minutes looking at the Grand Canyon. Actually looking. The rest of the time you spend here is getting prepared and settling and going to gift shops and buying tacky frames. Eventually, we eat and plan further adventures outside our room, whose location provides more of the morning show. We know that sound, a male elk bugling to call his herd together. This gets us up to investigate, and sure enough, we spot some elk in the nearby forest. Continue with the breakfast for our morning show. Yeah, he's rounding them. All right, everybody, family, get together in the morning. Fellow lodgers join us, thrilled because they came to Grand Canyon specifically to find elk, which none of them had ever seen in the wild before. Well, sort of wild. I thought I had it on when he just bugled. And it wasn't on when he just bugled. So now we have to wait for a bugle.
He lost his other side.
Yeah.
In a battle.
Get her, get her. Bugle. Okay, if I turn the camera off, you'll bugle. That was good. Here comes a deer. Thank you for the butt shot. I always like those.
That's the gal. Yeah, if you go to Rocky Mountain and get up early in the morning over on the Grand Lake side, you can watch the herds, and it's just fantastic.
Rocky Mountain National Park provided Fred and me with extensive elking, so we shared information about the behaviors we watched as Big Boy Bugler keeps an eye on his multiple partners and offspring. Everyone gets to spread out to dine, and he repeatedly calls to let them know where he is. They all stay remarkably close to us humans, following their own morning routine by foraging nutritious meals of bark and needles. We kept our granola and coffee to ourselves since laws forbid feeding or approaching wildlife. However, no rule prevents them from wandering right by us. Ultimately, Big Boy Bugler displays his macho domination and polygamous tendencies by herding his family together. Early elk viewing provides some morning show amusements, but hours fill in other ways. The morning show includes hikes, best to get on the trail in cooler temperatures, plus I like to avoid Bridie of the Grand Canyon and his pack train friends since they spur my allergies. My nemesis. What is the plural of nemesis? Nemesi? A nice pose from a sheep on the Bright Angel Trail. Can you bat again? That was cute when you did that. I guess there's another one down the hill from here. Then a baby up the hill. Thank you for the butt shot. I always like those. How about a horn shot? That's a bighorn.
Thank you. I was fixing to call it a moose.
Another one down here.
You could call it a moose if you want.
It's a baby moose.
Really little moose.
It's a baby moose.
So that's kind of amazing. Bighorn ran up there. I was walking and looking down when it did that. But this is a bighorn in the Grand Canyon. As you can tell by the size. Just ran up there from the trail. Bright Angel Trail. People up there, and we have to go back up there. We didn't get as far as Fred wanted. I made him stop and I took some Advil in the hopes that I could walk back up.
It took us a half hour to get where you see right now coming down.
Yeah.
It'll probably take an hour going up.
They say every 1 hour down is 2 hours up. But not for Super Fred. We're on the flat stretch for maybe a half a minute.
You just come up 800 feet.
We just came up 800 feet. That was pretty flat.
800.
Keep calm, eat ice cream.
Something like that. Pretty soon, break sticks out.
Yeah, Super Fred hasn't used his sticks yet. The sun is good at sunrise, but a little less welcome right now. Because we still have to go up to the top of the rim. And they're on their way, but so far we've avoided mules.
We're over there. We are in the same spot going up as they down.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll get to the top before them, which is good. And we've got a lot of shade, which is also good. So they call this one Grand View. Apparently they think the view's okay here, or grand, like the canyon. The trail itself is, by my standards, not grand, it's rough. But the view's okay, grand.
I'm on the Grand View Trail, which has a reputation as being the toughest trail in the canyon. There's a robin. She's not moving from that ledge. She's too spooked. And it might be because it's a little bit steep, and they got all these logs for steps that you could trip on, and then if you fall over the side, oops, 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 oops. I'll hold the phone out, see if we can see down, but it's one steep mother. Another family stopped right here. Turning the camera horizontal now. It's horizontal. Little steep, little steep. Oh, anybody for boulder rolling?
This is my self-portrait.
Oh, maybe not. Now it's adjusting. It's adjusting now.
Fred's trying to figure out if we could have seen the sunset from here.
No.
That's what the bus driver said. Look triumphant, because we're seeing a grand view at the Grand Canyon. Not a bright, crispy day. Haze either from smoke or smog, but yet the subtlety of the pastels is pretty too. Morning shadows heighten the fun of stopping at vista points along the West Rim Trail that covers 6 miles to a place called Hermits Ridge. We stopped at Maricopa Point, whose ledges and wind drafts often lure California condors. Ever since coming across one on a Grand Canyon vacation, we keep our eyes out for more, but usually spot ravens instead. One of the rarest birds on the planet, you think?
Yes, absolutely.
But what's his name?
Number 5 is his name.
Number 5?
If that means he's number 5 to be released, this is pretty special. Probably why he's not scared of us.
Because we're not that far away.
No, he's probably raised by humans.
Still, despite their large numbers, ravens fascinate us with their elegant form and acrobatic skills. Whoa, that'll make you sick.
Look at, boom. Whoa. Incredible. Do you see those dives?
No.
They just drop straight down. They're getting bugs in the air, or are they just having fun?
I don't know. Fear of heights?
Oh, there's the sinkhole that what's the name told me about.
Ravens fear nothing. Plus, they soar over spectacular scenery that repeatedly stuns us into shutterbug frenzy. Another round of the scope you can't really get with a still shot. Lunch prep with another backdrop to look at. As the morning show moves into afternoon, we take a lunch break. The South Rim offers classy dining at the famed El Tovar Lodge, which Chevy Chase robs in National Lampoon's Vacation. Vacation, like most movies with a Grand Canyon setting, places little action at the location, which generally shows up as a favorite stop for road trippers. Most movies fail to use footage lasting 17 minutes, a number from a study examining the amount of time most visitors spend actually looking at the canyon. 17 minutes, not even the length of this show.